Hi, you're watching TechCrunch TV. I'm Colleen Taylor. We're here in downtown San Francisco at Founders Den, the co-working space. We're going to go inside and take a look at the space and meet a few of the founders and a few of the managing partners that run the whole thing. So let's go. So we're here at Founders Den with the founders of Founders Den, Jason Johnson and Zach Bogue. Well, two of the founders, there's four of you guys. So can you just tell us about what kind of environment you guys are trying to cultivate here, what the Founders Den is really all about?
So the Den is really a community of entrepreneurs. We have both a co-working space where there's about 65 desks, I believe, and then this community center area, or the clubhouse as we call it, where all kinds of people come throughout the day, from our sponsors and investors, taking meetings here with our companies and with others. This is sort of a community for founders.
We're not an incubator.
Yes.
Right, it's a co-working space. It's definitely not an incubator.
Right. We don't take equity and we don't invest in the companies. And that was sort of our thesis from the beginning, to have experienced entrepreneurs.
Great, and you guys are kind of the ones who vet the applications, and when people come, well, you get references, right? You can't just blindly apply to Founders Den. Can you tell me a little bit about the process of how someone becomes a founder at Founders Den?
It's referral only. So basically, people will get referred to us through our networks. And then we do evaluate the companies. We want to just get exciting companies in here who are good fits for the culture. And that's how it works.
And you guys just celebrated your first birthday, right? Or it's, well, I guess a couple months ago you did.
Right.
And so how have things been going? How has the past year been?
We feel like things turned out really well. We wanted to build a cool community of entrepreneurs, and we feel like we've done that. Forbes just came out with their 30 tech leaders under 30, and 4 of the tech leaders were represented by the extended Founders Den family. So we feel like it's turned out really well.
Cool, and it seems like it's a bit of an older crowd, or, well, you have varied ages. It's not just sort of 19-year-olds, these are people who have been repeat founders. Can you just talk a little bit about what that is like?
Yeah, so I think the age is pretty wide, actually.
Right.
But when we set out to create this, we were thinking specifically about people like the four of us that have built companies in the past, and we're looking for a base to build future companies from. So there are serial entrepreneurs here that have built multiple companies and perhaps tend to be a little older, but the truth is that we have companies straight out of Y Combinator or 500 Startups. This is their first time, and they're in their 20s, and they're rock stars, and we're happy to have them here.
Cool. And I also want to ask about the Jobs Act that just passed today and the crowdfunding thing that's coming out. I mean, I guess we still have like 270 days before it'll actually happen, but how does this affect, the community of investors that exists now? I mean, now that anyone can potentially be an angel investor or invest in a startup, does that come on your radar at all, or people that you talk to?
I think it's great. I don't think it has much of an impact on Founders Den because all of our companies typically have some angel or venture funding. We've had about 50 companies through here in the past year, or a little over a year, who've raised north of $50 million in venture capital. So I think that sort of the crowdfunding will not necessarily come into play for a lot of our target companies.
Cool. So you're not sweating. You're not worried about.
I think it's great. I mean, more young entrepreneurs getting funded, working on cool ideas. What could be bad about that?
And so, I guess last question. We're here in the spring of 2012. It seems like a kind of exciting time. Y Combinator, as you mentioned, they just had their demo day. People are excited about what's going on. Can you just tell me what it's like? What kind of environment you guys are seeing now in Silicon Valley and in startups in general? What it's like?
Yeah, so I've been in the Valley for about 16 years now, and so I've been through some cycles, and each has its own pluses and minuses. Right now, I think there's a fervor, right? There's a fervor throughout the Bay Area, throughout the Valley, especially in San Francisco, especially south of Market. We're seeing excellent companies, amazing founders. People come from all over the world and all across the country to be right here to bring their visions, their dreams, and The funding is there, and I think perhaps the only real challenge is, in many ways, is hiring, trying to find good developers and team members. But there's some creative solutions to that, and I think that you're going to see some great things come out in the next couple of years.
And one last question, actually. This is the last one. Why do you think people still want to come together? I mean, a lot of these people are successful repeat founders who clearly could, have office space if they wanted to, or probably have nice home offices. Why does everyone still want to come together and work under the same roof?
There's great energy here. So when you're jamming on an all-nighter, to have other people who are in the same position working, it just sort of is an energy. We also have events here, so it sort of allows them to have sort of a broader, extend their leverage broader than just what they could do alone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'll also add, Jonathan Abrams, one of the other founders, said it well. There's some great co-working spaces. Our niche is we're more focused on the more experienced people, and that's the community we're seeking to create here. And that's a unique thing that we're doing, and I think that we have that community here, and those are the people we seek to attract.
Cool. Well, thank you so much, Zach and Jason, for sitting down with us and having us in your den.
Great. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you.